This is Couples Court with the Cutlers.
This is the case of Jackson versus Johnson. You all are recently married. You married a man 10 years your junior, and you believe he may be playing games with your heart. Miss Jackson, please tell me why you're here today.
Well, Your Honor, our marriage is on the line.
Okay.
I think he's cheating on me.
Okay.
With his ex-wife and multiple other women. I've been holding back on sex from him for a while, you know, and I'm not gonna change my last name into Johnson until I find out if he's cheating on me today or not.
Mr. Johnson, sounds like you're trying to have your cake and eat it too.
No, Your Honor. I love my wife. My wife has always been there for me. She's been there for me through everything I've been through, and, you know, I've just been trying to do everything I can to salvage our relationship.
Okay. Miss Jackson, it hasn't always been like this. Tell me how you two met.
We got married 4 days after his divorce.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, like, you went from one, So you got divorced, Mr. Johnson, on June 10th, and you got married June 14th?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, y'all ain't been married but about 15 minutes and y'all here with me?
It's just that after, you know, he moved in with me in October of 2018, you know, we was having some back and forth with his ex-wife.
Okay.
You know, she started sending me all type of sexual explicit messages. She's saying that, you know, Martez couldn't possibly want to be with me because of the things he said that, you know, he wanted to do with her.
And Ms. Jackson, you actually submitted your recollection of that text exchange between your husband and his ex-wife, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson writes, "Can I come over? Want to blank your blank."
No, Marty, I'm done with that.
Please, you know I love you. I want and need you.
Yeah.
And he's still having this exchange with his ex-wife.
Yeah, that's what she was telling me.
Your Honor, those
Mr. Johnson,
texts,
tell me about these texts that you sent to your ex-wife.
those texts were fake. All of those texts, she has an app that she developed, and she placed my number in there and screenshot it, and you just put in whatever you wanted to say or whatever, and she sent it to her. When she sent it to her, everything just went to hell.
And why would she do that?
I feel like she's bitter and mad about the divorce because she never thought I would do it. That's why I feel like she would do that.
Ms. Jackson, how long did it take him to tell you that he was married?
A couple of months. It was a couple of months.
You didn't lead off with that?
No, Your Honor.
Why not? Why would you deceive this woman, then string her along, only to, a couple months later, just drop the bomb on her?
Well, Your Honor, at that time, all I wanted was the divorce, and she said as long as she can keep the house where she was, then that's how that worked out. I moved out of that house. That was it.
All right, so it's your testimony that you are not having sex with your ex-wife?
Yes.
All right, that's the bottom line. Well, there's your wife's side, there's the husband's side, and there's the ex-wife's side, and she is here. Would you bring her in, Ron?
We'll go right up to the witness.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Can you state your name for the court record?
Najee Johnson.
All right. Ms. Johnson, can you tell me about your relationship with Mr. Johnson?
Well, I'm the first Mrs. Johnson, but happily no more.
Okay.
I'm the mother of his 3 children. We met in grade school, and
You met Mr. Johnson in grade school?
yes, ma'am.
You've known him basically all your life?
Pretty much.
Okay, all right. What ended your relationship with Mr. Johnson?
His infidelity, his disrespect. I didn't want to put up with it anymore, so I left.
So how do you explain the text messages that we looked at?
He sent those to me. He told me that basically he wanted to get back, and I told him I was happy. I didn't want anything to do with him and to leave me alone. I didn't want anything to do with him.
When were those messages sent to you?
March of last year, something like that, and then he sent some more later on, but I don't recollect it at this time.
Those messages are fake
No, they're not.
because she knows I was in a relationship.
And I didn't care. I'm happy. You don't see me? I'm happy. I'm over you. That is done. I don't want nothing else to do with you.
So,
Zero.
Mr. Johnson, we do this every day. And let me tell you, when they fake messages, it's like, I'm gonna swing you from the ceiling, and it's gonna be more information on your side. Like, I'm gonna do this to you. Yeah, I want you to do that to me.
What else you gonna do to me?
And then I'm gonna do this. And then then tomorrow I'm gonna do that to you.
Well, won't your wife be mad?
I don't care about her. I don't love her no more.
Oh, well, if you feel that way, come on over.
I'm coming.
All right, what time are you gonna be here?
I'm coming right now.
See?
That's what it looks
That's
like.
what a fake text message looks like.
It's not this.
Are you still thirsty for your ex-wife?
Not at all.
Look at you.
Never.
Did you just say thirsty?
That's what it sounds like.
It does sound that way, and it does look that way from how she's presenting it, but she doesn't know anything about me. She don't know when I finish from it. She don't know
so
anything
full of
about
it.
me. No.
So, Ms. Johnson, do you believe
Same
that
text.
Mr. Johnson is cheating?
I honestly can't say, but I know what I put up with him. He cheated on me several times.
So why didn't you file divorce? Why didn't you
Because
file?
I'm busy at home with your children,
For 6
and I
months?
couldn't afford it.
So do you have any interest in Mr. Johnson?
Not at all. All I want is for our communication to get better with our children. We have very, very poor communication. I'm no longer the sugar mommy.
All right.
It's not
Thank
your
you, Ms.
choice.
Johnson.
What are you saying that for?
She needs to know your true nature. She
Okay.
needs to know how you truly are. I don't know.
I know for a fact.
Hold on. Ms. Jackson, when we started speaking with you, you said that you were not only worried about the other Mrs. Johnson, the first Mrs. Johnson, the ex-Mrs. Johnson, you also said that you believed he was with other women.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I also found messages on his phone of him, I guess, texting his homeboys. I have it right here.
Ron, would you get that, please?
And so these are things that you found going through his phone?
Yes.
Boy, it's this sexy, blank, thick, blank sitting next to me all over me right now. Damn, I want her.
Get her blank, bro. You scared blank?
And Mr. Johnson responds, already got her number.
So this is a text message you found in his phone.
Yep.
What did you say to him after you found this?
I asked him about that, and he said, I don't know how that got there.
So, it says you already got her number on here. Did you find out whether he got this woman's number?
Yes. I went through his phone, and there's a contact of him sending pictures of a white girl and him hugged up together to all his friends, telling them, this is a little thing I hit from time to time.
This is a little thing I hit time to time?
Yes, ma'am.
With this picture?
With that picture.
Uh-huh.
What is this?
Okay.
Okay, like, what is this? Oh, she asked to use my phone, but I thought you
Hold
contacted...
on, Miss Jackson, because, he's standing here solid. I want to hear what he has to say, because we've already used his fake. We already used his exes out to get him. So I want to know, who is Boo Thing?
Well, I was on my way back from Detroit, going back to South Carolina, and a female asked me, can she use my phone? It wasn't like how it seemed like. It was, she used my phone, she brought it back to me. When she brought it back to me, the number that she used, she saved that picture and that name in the phone.
Okay, so here's where I'm gonna catch you. This is what you testified to.
Yes.
She asked to borrow my phone at the layover.
Yes.
She gave me my phone back.
Yes.
Then she said, let's take a picture. So, and you took the picture. But you said when she gave it back to you, Boo Thing was already on there because you didn't know that she had done that. Somebody sitting there taking a picture, loading it up to your phone, you sitting right there with them, you don't know what's going on. Is that what you testifying to?
I see her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask the other Mrs. Johnson. Does this sound familiar to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Why does it sound familiar?
He told me about a woman before that he would go meet up with and have intercourse. And
She's
that's when I
lying.
officially
She
told
is
it
lying.
was over.
So was this woman Boo Thing?
I don't know who she was, but it was occasional. His thing that he messed with occasionally, like he said.
Wow.
I know I'm not.
Told me about this girl the other day, too.
So, Miss Jackson, you've been listening to all this. What's going through your mind?
I know if these results come back and it comes back as him, because I asked him over and over and over again, we gonna have a problem.
All right.
We gonna have a problem.
Well, Mr. Cutler, tell me what we got.
Well, I think we got a problem now.
Yeah,
You know,
I would agree with you wholeheartedly.
Ms. Jackson says we think we're gonna have a problem. I think we got a problem now.
We got a problem.
We found the hookup text in his phone where he says he succumbed to peer pressure and already got this girl's number.
Right.
So then we have the testimony of his ex-wife saying that this is consistent with his nature and his behavior.
Well, at this time, the court would like to call forensic voice analyst Guy Wolf to determine, is he cheating? Mr. Wolf, good day.
Good day to you, Your Honor.
How are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you. How about you?
I'm great. So this forensic voice analysis, can you explain for the benefit of the litigants how this works?
Sure. When you speak, you have AM and FM frequencies in your voice, like on a radio. When you tell a lie, the FM frequency goes away. I can then look at the algorithms on my computer and I can determine where someone is being deceptive.
And this is involuntary. It's not something you can control.
Correct. It's controlled by the central nervous system.
It's not something you can hide, not something you can fake.
No, sir.
All right. Let's take a look at the first question you asked, Mr. Wolf.
Have you had physical sexual contact with the white woman you met on the bus and took a photo with?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The voice analysis determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
All right.
So we can scratch boot thing out.
You can put a check in that box.
All right.
Nothing going on there.
Now, let's take a look at the next question you asked, Mr. Johnson.
Since you moved in together October 6th of 2018, have you had physical sexual contact with anyone other than Miss Lakeisha Jackson?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The voice analysis determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
Mr. Johnson?
I kissed the girl, the white girl.
The one on the bus?
Yes.
I don't even think it's her, and I don't even think it's a kiss. He's coming up with that because he's found guilty. It's something else, and it's somebody else.
And Mr. Johnson, you standing up here in this courtroom, you just dropped a bald face one. Because the first question was, have you had physical sexual contact with the white woman you met on the bus and took a photo? You said no.
And it says you were
And you were truthful.
So it ain't the white
I
girl.
don't know who it is. That's why I said I don't know. I don't know what that would be. I don't do anything with anybody. I'm
Okay. You know what, Mr. Cutler? Because this right here about to make me say something. So go ahead.
Let's take a look at the next question you asked, Mr. Johnson.
Since you moved in together with Lakeisha Jackson October 6th of 2018, have you had sexual intercourse with your ex-wife, Miss Najee Johnson?
No.
What did the forensic voice analysis determine?
The forensic voice analysis determined that he was being deceptive, Your Honor.
What?
That's
How is
not
that
true.
possible?
There is
How is
no
that
way.
possible?
No way.
How is that
It's
possible?
You all were still married then, weren't you?
Not. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
We didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't
Okay.
have sex.
So this is not like
Well, not a long
far-fetched,
time
like
ago.
some woman, off the street. This
I
is
can't go to Detroit, Michigan, come back to South Carolina without her knowing.
Okay, you've been to Detroit since you've been.
I have. Have I ever seen you? Besides court,
No.
have I ever seen you?
I cut him off. He begged to come
Gee.
home, and I told him, hell, no.
This not making
Nope.
sense.
All right, Miss
It's not
Jackson,
making
what
sense.
is it that you want to do?
I don't know. And the only reason I'm saying that is because I love their kids. I love their kids. And I don't want to destroy that.
you know, we all have to look after our kids. I mean, that is what we do as parents. But looking after your kids doesn't mean you forget about you as a person.
I know.
You deserve to be happy.
I gotta say, if in the first 2 months of a marriage, you're here at couples court, if the first 2 months ain't good, 12 years from now is gonna be horrible. Mm-hmm. You all are living together, engaged, to have a brand new baby, but you believe that Mr. Goodwin is cheating.
Yes.
And would you share with the court what is at stake if you find out, in fact, he is cheating?
Well, we have a 7-month-old daughter, so in order to get answers, I needed to come here because in order for us to get married, I need answers.
So you have a brand new baby.
Yes.
Yeah, are you stressed?
I'm stressed, but more emotional, more curious as to what's going on cheating-wise and stuff like that. I just need answers, basically.
Mr. Goodwin, she says that you're cheating.
First
she says
off,
you're
I
with
would
other women.
She thinks, it's all because of what she thinks, and it's all because of what other people has told her, not from what she's ever seen or, you know, like any evidence that she has. Like I tell her all the time, I love Miss Noriega. I loved her since I first met her.
So when you first met her, what was it you liked about her?
Actually, when I first met her, I was just walking into work and she asked me about some yellow watermelons and I was just like, what? I was like, I'm from Chicago. We don't sell that type of stuff up there. I'm like, you're gonna have to ask somebody else. So as she was leaving, I was standing at my little register and I was just like, dang, I didn't even ask for her number. So like, she sent her friend back in there to ask for my number to give to her. And then from there, like, that's when like it all started.
But Color, it makes me wonder, it's like, okay, you got this cute little couple. They're really cute. And so you gotta wonder, what has brought you to the point where you believe that he's cheating? What have you seen?
We ended up living together after that, maybe about a year later or so, when I was pregnant. I first got pregnant. I had a friend of mine. It all started when I noticed the looks. She would look down at him like she knew what was in his pants, like what he was packing, basically.
What does it look like?
The look.
Right.
So she was doing the up and down thing.
The up and down look.
But kind of with that smile like, I know what that is.
I know.
Okay, all right.
All right, but she wasn't necessarily staring at his crotch,
No,
was
she
she?
was. She was.
Oh, she was?
Yes. I brought it up to her and she said that I was crazy, that I was seeing things, that I was just basically crazy as could be, basically. She would definitely dress around with barely crop tops, booty shorts, and he would stare her back, so it's not like it's just...
Lie.
What part that she was dressing that way and you were eyeballing her?
The part about me eyeballing her, first of all, I am not, like, do y'all see her? She's beautiful. And her friend, like, no, that's not even my cup of tea, so I'm not gonna even sip from that cup. So, like, no.
That didn't happen from
never in my life.
Okay, so let me ask you this about the friend. Did you ever see them actually doing anything that made you go,
Well, there's a couple other things. They would go outside together, and you could hear them laughing through, inside.
Yeah.
And when I go out there, complete silence. Awkward silence. Like, I missed something. And when I ask, what's funny? Nothing.
Lie.
Every time.
Lie.
Every single time.
Another lie.
So you walk out there like...
Just like that.
Like nothing was going on. Like.
Yep.
So all of that made you think, okay, these two, something's going on here.
Yes. Then shortly after that, she had found out she was pregnant. She blocked me. Can't get in contact with her to this day.
Are you have any concerns that child might be Mr. Goodwin?
Yes, ma'am.
Wait, this is the first time. Are you serious?
Mr. Goodwin, the question that everybody wants to know is, did you sleep with this girl?
No.
And is it possible that this baby is yours?
There is no way possible on this God's green earth that the kid she's carrying could have ever been mine.
Okay.
Why would I put myself in that type of situation? There's all types of STDs and everything.
No, you ain't got to say no more. We get it. We got it.
I am not that type of person at all.
All right. So, Ms. Noriega, do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating on you now?
Yes, I do, actually.
All right, tell us about that.
Well, it happens to be a coworker of his at his old job. And I woke up one morning, his phone was going off, ding, ding. So I'm like, all right. So I check his phone and it's a message. It says, can we not be inappropriate at work? Let's keep it professional at work.
Okay.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Goodwin about this particular text?
Yes, I did.
And what did you say to him?
We spoke about it, and he denied ever flirting or having any.
Nope, that's not true. I did not.
Hold on.
Let me. We'll get to you in a minute.
We
Okay.
promise.
Yeah.
Has anything else happened at work with him?
Yes, messages.
Messages?
Other messages, yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
There were other messages I found in his phone, several, and one of them was with someone else.
You have those?
Yes, I do.
Ron, would you get those messages from Ms. Noriega?
You spend a lot of time in his phone, don't you?
You feel me?
Yes, I do.
All right, so you found this text message in his phone, right?
Yes.
And it's from another woman, and it says, "You miss me?"
And she says, I miss that eggplant emoji.
Yo.
And Mr. Goodwin, I want to blank you so bad when you talk to me like that. You still didn't give me a time.
I'll be in our parking lot at 6:30. You gonna meet me there?
Yeah. Let me get moving now.
That's not even how I text.
All right, so news to you, huh?
News to me.
I have more down here.
What?
You found this other text in his phone, and it says work wife, and
It says, I bought you food for lunch because we know she didn't pack your lunch.
I'm having you for lunch after.
I'm on my period. I can do something else.
Having me for lunch instead.
Yeah.
So you found these in his phone.
Yes.
And Mr. Goodwin, I presume you don't know anything about these.
No.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I don't.
If you are sending these kind of texts back and forth with your coworkers, yes, you are being inappropriate.
No.
Number one, and number two, these are not just friendly flirts. This is straight up flirting. I understand why Miss Noriega thinks you're cheating if she's finding these in your text messages. So, yeah, I understand why you're concerned. I know why you're angry.
Thank you.
Do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating?
Our sex life?
No sex
Your
life.
sex life?
Yeah.
What
it's
about it?
declined. A lot. We used to go 5 times a day,
5 times a day?
at least.
Well, they young, Color.
Now it's every other day, maybe twice, 3 times a week if I'm lucky.
Whoa, lie.
Okay, you're saying it's less?
Which part? The 5 times a day or the 3 times a week?
The 2 to 3 times a week if she lucky.
Okay, is it more or less than that?
It's more than that.
It's more than 2 or 3 times a week.
Yes.
Okay, but it's been a decline.
Yes.
Okay, so you admit there's been a decline.
Yes.
That's the first thing he's admitted to today.
Yeah, I know that. So is the issue of the decline the fact that you think he doesn't love you as much, or that he's sleeping with other people? Why do you think there's been a decline?
I had ex of mine, and he would go out and cheat with other women and had performance issues because of that. And this is what I'm seeing in this new relationship.
Mr. Goodwin.
Yes.
Yeah. You admit there's been a decline in your sex life.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
It's like it's embarrassing to say because I'm a male and like I have an erectile dysfunction problem. Like I'm 24 years old and like yes I've probably gotten it from like smoking cigarettes and stuff like that, and like they say that can be a leading cause. And like stress, it's not just because I don't love her or anything like that. It's like with the stress, and then like anytime we like may have a disagreement or argument, like I'll step outside and like smoke like 2 or 3 cigarettes, and then like later on that night when everything is fine and we want to get intimate, like unfortunately I have like performance issues.
You know,
like
but you have a new baby, so there was a point where you were functioning.
Exactly, but I wasn't smoking cigarettes as heavy until like after.
All right, and Ms. Noriega, you aren't buying that.
No, not at all.
You know, you're seriously
Clearly
thinking
not.
whatever decrease it is, it's because he's getting it somewhere else.
Definitely somewhere else, because it ain't with me.
You know, I don't know about ED. I mean, I know what it is. I know people get it. I'm not that familiar with people getting it at your age. And so to help us understand this issue, we have invited a friend of the court, an expert, to come and talk to us about ED and its effects. And so at this time, the court will call Dr. Eddie Richardson, Jr. Ron, would you please escort him in? Dr. Richardson, how are you today?
I'm well, thank you.
It's good to see you.
Absolutely, thank you.
All right. We have been talking about this couple and their issues and their decreased sex life. He's 24 years old. Okay. So the first question is, can someone of his age have erectile dysfunction?
Well, any sexy, mature male can have erectile dysfunction. But the likelihood of someone as young as he having erectile dysfunction is probably a stretch, because most of the time erectile dysfunction usually shows up around the age of 40.
He's talked about the smoking and stress and so forth. What factors can lead to erectile dysfunction?
When we look at someone of his age and that young, you have to look at several factors. And what the literature actually says is that as younger people have it, it's usually a psychogenic or an interpersonal issues that they actually have. They're also organic, and there's also medicines that can cause it as well. Smoking can be a cause. Also, hypogonadism is a cause of low testosterone. Medicines, as I said. Now, the literature actually says that smokers have a 51% chance of having ED, and non-smokers and ex-smokers have a 20% chance of having ED.
Now, did you do any tests on Mr. Goodwin?
I certainly did, Your Honor. Actually, and there's good news and bad news for Mr. Goodwin. His testosterone was 671. The top end of normal is 939.
Okay.
So he's at the high end of normal.
Okay.
The not so good news for him is that if he does have erectile dysfunction at this age, it's probably going to be on a psychogenic level. It's going to be his focus or the arousal or performance anxiety is the other reason why he wouldn't be having it.
So something other than a physical reason?
Yes. My evaluation of him and what the lab work I did, he is a healthy 24-year-old male.
So when you say psychogenic or is that what you said?
Yes, ma'am, psychogenic.
It would be, to use a layperson's term, it's in his head.
Yeah.
One question I think probably Ms. Noriega has, what if he's having sexual intercourse with another person? Would he be able to come home that night or the next day and perform? Would that have an impact as well?
Men recover pretty quickly, and he should be able to recover. But if he is overexhausted, overused, then yes, he needs recovery time.
All right. Okay. Thank you, doctor.
Right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I think we kind of got a good idea of what's going on.
Or what's not going on.
What's not going on, and what the evidence is showing us. She believes he's cheating. And if she finds out that he's cheating, the relationship is over.
Yes.
Is that fair?
You look nervous, Ms. Noriega. What's going through your head?
Just a lot. My family, basically. I want my family to be together in one home with both her parents.
Okay.
There's a lot on the line right here, right?
Yes.
Mr. Goodwin, you agree?
Yes, I do.
Are you ready to hear these results?
Yes.
All right. Well, this court has done a full and complete investigation, and at this time, the court will call certified polygraph examiner Kendall Schull to determine, is he cheating? Ron, would you escort him in? Mr. Schull, how are you?
Great, Your Honor. How are you?
I'm good. Mr. Schull, you were with the FBI for 30 years, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
You headed the polygraph department for the FBI?
I did.
You have a master's in polygraph examination?
I do.
And you have your own business in Knoxville doing PI work and polygraphs, is that correct?
That's right, Your Honor.
And you had an opportunity to conduct a lie detector test on Mr. Goodwin, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
All right, you asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had physical, sexual contact with anyone other than your girlfriend, Ms. Noriega? What was his response?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I saw a big sigh of relief, but we do have one more question. You asked Mr. Goodwin, during your relationship with Ms. Noriega, have you had sexual intercourse with anyone other than Ms. Noriega? What was his response to that question?
He said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
The lie detector determined that he was being truthful, Your Honor.
I did not expect that at all.
All right.
Surprised.
I saw a big sigh of relief.
I can tell you are utterly relieved. This is huge for you. You got to work at it. Mm-hmm. And part of that is trusting and leaving baggage from old relationships outside your relationship. And the other is doing things that make folks feel valued and that they know that they're the only one. Now, I know you said those weren't your texts. I think they are. If they aren't, keep it that way. If they are, straighten up and fly right. You're gonna have to put in the time to reassure her so that she knows she's it.
You all have been married for 5 years. And Ms. Sanchez-Brown, you've got some concerns that your husband is cheating. You've asked this court to do a full investigation. Tell us why you're here.
I'm here today because I believe that my husband is cheating. He has been, what do you say? I've been finding things around the house, and he cheated in the past. So it's like, if you're gonna keep on doing it, just leave me alone.
So the fact that he's cheated in the past, you know what this feels like.
Yes, I do.
And your gut's telling you he's back to the same old thing. What does that gut feeling feel like?
Crystal, man, I love you, man, with everything in me. It's breaking me down. It's tearing me apart for you to accuse me of all these things.
You're doing the same things that you used to do.
When you see your wife with tears in her eyes, with the thought of you cheating, how does that make you feel when you see that?
It makes me want to cry right now. When she cry, it breaks me down. I don't want to put my wife in no more than what we already been through. I made mistakes in the past. I cleaned myself up as a man, and I'm trying to be a perfect husband, a good father to her and the kids, and I just want to prove to her that leave my past in the past, and I want to move forward with our life, with our marriage. We got a lot at stake, our household, our 6 children. I want the romance back. I want our love back. I want the laughter. I want the good times back. And I'm just here to prove my case to her, that I love her.
Okay, you want to go back to the good times. What did that look like? Because it makes you happy just talking about it.
The good times, we just sit up all night just laughing, talking, enjoying each other's company. I can't go a day without seeing her. I can't, even if I'm at work, I'm the one texting and calling her, checking up on her, because, you know, she on my mind all day. That's my wife. She beautiful. I love her.
All right, so Ms. Sanchez-Brown, you said he's cheated in the past, but you all got back together.
Yeah.
What made you take him back?
I love this man with all my heart. We have a family together. We're trying to raise everything.
So what is it about him that you love?
Like on Valentine's Day, what I woke up to was a big bouquet of balloons, some big flowers, a card, and like a whole thing of chocolate. I was blown away.
That's the joy for me. It's putting a smile on my wife's face, man.
Look, I get it, because, you know, there have been many Valentine's Day where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how I'm gonna scrape together whatever I can scrape together, but I've got to get this woman something. So I know how you feel, because you want to put that smile on their face. So I get that. You're not smiling right now.
No.
Because you think something's going on.
Yes. It was a situation where we were moving, and we moved everything out the house. It's trash over the floor. I start picking up, sweeping up the stuff, and I see like earring and a lip balm. And so I pick it up. I'm like, well, this is not mine. So where did it come from? So I call Sean in. What is this?
Oh.
The earring.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't wear earrings like that at all. He tells me it's my 2-year-old daughter's. Does it look like my 2-year-old daughter can wear this?
It's about the size of a 2-year-old's head.
Kirsten.
Then on top of that, he tells me it's my sister's now. My sister doesn't even have her ears pierced.
Kristen.
So I'm wondering, where did it come from?
Okay, where did that earring come from?
Your Honor, I'm a barber, so I have a lot of clients in and out the house. And I try to explain to her, we got people in and out the house, her family as well.
Why would it be dug in the
family.
couch?
We got 6 kids. The kids is in her jewelry box every day, all day long.
Okay.
But you're a barber, right? I mean,
yes.
Most guys don't wear hoop earrings.
I got clients that
are women.
I have females that come and bring their younger sons to the house.
Mr. Brown, let me ask you something.
Yes.
You gonna expect me? Now, he might believe it. Do you believe this?
Well, I mean, okay, I've been to a
got
barbershop, and I know women bring their sons to get their haircut.
All right.
That happens.
I understand that, but he's trying to get me. I'm gonna just talk about me then. You try to get me to believe that somebody came through with their son and dropped their earring?
It's possible. And then on the flip side of that, I have 6 kids. And so if I got clients over, the kids is interacting with my clients' kids.
Okay,
and
that doesn't explain it. Did you tell your wife that it could be your 2-year-old's earring?
Yes, I did.
Looking at that earring, you thought your 2-year-old might wear that earring.
At the time, yeah.
Ron, could you hand me that earring, please? That's almost a bracelet for a 2-year-old.
Bracelet, necklace.
Okay. Okay, Cutler, this man told his wife that his 2-year-old wore this.
He said it was possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
I didn't say
Okay.
my 2-year-old. I said it's possible.
It's possible.
It's possible.
Okay,
It's possible that it belonged to his 2-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other story you had?
My clients, I have clients in and out the house.
Female clients.
Male clients, female. Majority is female clients because
With kids.
with kids.
And you also said it could be your sister-in-law's earring, right?
My wife has her family over all the time. She has sisters.
But she ain't-
She has a mother. Sometimes they're in and out the house. Sometimes she might not see the different, her family come over and
I'm gonna
move
cut
through
to
the
the
house.
chase. Does this earring and the lip balm, right? Mm-hmm. Does that belong to a woman you were sleeping with?
No,
A woman you had relations with?
no,
A woman that you were involved with in any way romantically?
no, ma'am.
You don't know where this earring came
I don't know
from?
where that earring came
You
from.
just coming up with just suggestions.
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of this and clear my name and be a faithful man
Hand
to
this
my
back
wife.
to the 2-year-old. She can wear that as a bracelet.
Do you have any other reason to believe that he's cheating?
No, that's not the only thing I found in the house.
Oh.
All right. What else?
I have found
What else did you find?
Condoms.
Okay.
Is that the exhibit you brought?
Yes, I have.
Can you step to the monitor and explain your exhibit?
I look under the sink.
All right,
I was
the
like,
sink in
okay.
the kitchen, the
Yeah,
bathroom?
the sink in the kitchen. It's 2 wine cases that we have. So I'm like, okay, let me just throw them out. I pick it up. I feel something in it. So I'm like, okay, what is this? I open it up. It's a whole bunch of condoms.
Is that where you keep your condoms?
We don't use condoms.
All right, well, that would explain why that was a surprise find.
Okay.
I call him in. What is this doing here? He's like, well, we have the 6 kids. We need to start protecting ourselves to prevent another child. So I'm like, okay, cool. So about 2 weeks passed. It's about, well, I could say 12 condoms we used. When
In 2 weeks?
In 2 weeks.
Wow.
6 times a day we do something. Well, we get it in.
Wait.
Wait a minute. One more time, Mr. Cullen, for 6 times a week. And y'all got, wait a minute, y'all.
6 times a week.
With 6 kids. They got 6 times with 6 kids. You go. You go.
All right, more power to you.
Okay, back to the story. It's supposed to be 28 condoms left.
Right.
When I went to go check that box, it wasn't 28 left.
How many were
It
left?
was only 10 condoms in there. So I'm wondering where the hell the other 18 went.
So this actually
Well,
is the
18 went.
case of the missing condoms.
Your Honor,
All right, help me.
I have male friends that come over from time to time, and they go through my stuff, and I tell my wife that.
I ain't got no friends like that.
It's a condom dispensary.
But just because they're missing, that doesn't mean I'm cheating on her.
Why don't you come back to the podium?
You gave away 18 condoms in 2 weeks?
Sir, my male friends
That's
come
more
over, they
than
go
one a
through my
day.
stuff and they might take them for them. But that, as
What,
soon
they
as she see
taking
that missing,
handfuls?
that doesn't mean I'm cheating. It could have been the kids playing with them and threw them away. The kids get
the
into
kids be under the
everything,
sink?
sir.
So your
Ripping them
2-year-old who's wearing these big hoop earrings is also playing with condoms.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Sanchez-Brown, have you found anything else to make you think he's cheating?
Yes, once again.
What have you found?
Some food receipts.
Okay.
For
Receipts?
2.
And what does the receipt say?
The receipt had, for 2, it had drinks and eatery. This is like at 2 a.m. and he was supposed to be working.
Could he been on a meal break?
Sean calls me on his meal breaks. So he'd be like, it's him just stepping out for like not even a 10-minute break and then he has to go back to work.
So he doesn't get a long break to go somewhere and sit down and have a meal?
No.
At 2 in the morning?
No, and then they provide him with that anyway.
So you think he was out with another woman?
I believe so.
Your Honor?
Yes.
I work at a nightclub. She found the receipts in my pocket, and I said, yeah, that's because after I was finished with my job, my coworkers, employees invited me out, women and men, to have a good time. Yeah, I had meals with them, but it was as something we do at the job. We
All right,
together.
but why was it just 2 people on the receipt?
That particular night, one of my coworkers, we always do this. One night, one person buys the food. The other night, the other person buys the drinks.
Was this coworker a female?
Female and a male, yes.
No, the only 2 of you on the receipt, you and the other coworker. Was the other coworker male or female?
A female.
All right.
That's my supervisor.
Okay, so to get it straight, you were at a restaurant at 2 in the morning.
With my supervisor and the rest of my coworkers, and there's nothing else. It's simple job related.
All right, so you're telling this court that you have not had any sexual contact with anyone else since you all got back together from the earlier incident in January of 2016.
Yes, sir.
To get to the bottom of this, the court has enlisted the services of licensed private investigator and certified polygraph examiner, Michael Williams. Ron, would you please escort Mr. Williams into the courtroom?
Yes, John.
Williams. Mr. Williams, how are you today?
Just great. How are you doing?
Good. Good to see you. Now, Mr. Williams, what did you do to investigate in this case?
In this case, we placed the litigant in a room with a hidden camera with an attractive woman who was posing as the litigant. She began to flirt with him. The goal was to see if Mr. Brown would do anything inappropriate and try to cheat with her.
Did Mr. Brown do anything interesting?
Oh, yes, he did.
All right, share that with us.
Approximately 15 minutes after the initial meeting, the conversation turned personal. Take a look.
Take one of them. 773.
I'm gonna call you if you don't care. So you can.
Did I give you that?
7, 6, yeah. 773.
Yeah. All right. Miss Sanchez-Brown, you look completely stressed out.
I am.
What's going through your mind?
How dare you? How dare you? How dare you? Everything I've done for you, Sean, really? Really? I done had your back from the lowest to the highest, Sean. How dare you? I can't even look at you right now.
Crystal, I didn't do nothing.
You got her number down. You took her number.
Mr. Williams, did he do anything?
Eventually, my associate asked Mr. Brown to go out. Take a look at this.
Well, if you decide to go out tonight, you should definitely let me know.
All right.
Me and my girls probably will.
I mean, I want to be a people's person, but I got a wife. I don't know this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to get into it with her, man.
I understand.
That's why it's crazy.
Was that the number I found?
Crystal, no.
Was that the number I found?
No.
Then what was that number?
A client.
That you did not want me to call
That was
yesterday.
a client from back home.
All right. I don't believe that. That might be her number.
That ain't her number.
All right.
But Miss Sanchez-Brown, he did tell her he was married. When she asked him to go out.
Some women do not care.
I did not say nothing
that.
to the
And
woman. When I was sitting in there, I stayed to myself. She kept making conversations with me. I tried to be a people person, okay? Man, I got a wife. Maybe she can give us something to do together.
Oh.
From
Okay, because if a man was talking to me, I'd be like, no, I'm not gonna have this conversation
I told
with you.
the woman I'm
no,
married.
I wouldn't even talk. I would turn around like
And I wasn't
looking at my
saying
phone.
nothing.
I'm not gonna do that to you. I'm not. I'm not.
I wasn't saying
I wouldn't
nothing.
pay to do no attention.
Crystal, I wasn't saying
I
nothing.
don't care how many questions he's asking me. I'm not gonna pay no attention.
We also had Mr. Brown to undergo a polygraph examination, and we have those results.
Mr. Brown was asked, did you use the condoms your wife found in your house to have sex with women other than your wife? What was his response?
Your Honor, he said no.
What did the lie detector determine?
Your Honor, there was a significant physiological response to this question, indicating deception.
Mr. Brown?
Why would you do that? Why?
You put me out the house plenty of times, and
That doesn't make you cheat. I don't make you cheat.
Where are you gonna go from here?
I don't know.
Mr. Brown, where are you gonna go from here?
try my best to save my marriage. And I wish you can just get to the point where we could just get through these things and move on with our life, for not just for me and you, but for the kids, man.